This always happens to me every single time without fail. On with the video. You know when the wick is so far down that like you can't even set it on fire? That's where we're at right now. There's a baby in this. Baby. Just use the rest of this one, I guess. Everything else hates me. If you're my RA, you never saw this. You never saw any of this, please. Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Jordan. I don't know when this video is going to be posted. It's Monday, January 9th at 11. I just got out of class, and by just got out of, the class ended at 9:50. It was from 8 to 9 to 10 basically. Sick. I've made it my entire like college career without having to do an 8 a.m. up until this point, and it just caught up to me. And as you saw, I made a cup of tea. I've never tried this tea before. It's called throat coat. I know it's good for singers and for like, you know, throat health. I'm not sure how it's going to taste. I'm not really a huge tea person. I actually kind of hate tea, but I know it's really good for you, so I try to drink it as much as possible. So if you watched my 22 things I learned in 2022, then you heard me mention that I was going to start like a new series on this channel. And this new series, I'll tell you the name in a second, but just to preface it, maybe about, I know the date, maybe about 2 years ago, not 2 years, well, yeah, 2 years, October 2021, I started recording myself on my voice memos and just literally talking. And like, I'm not saying I'm the first person to ever do this. I'm sure other people have done it before, but I just figured I wanted these records of me talking and kind of venting in a way. Some of them I'm venting, some of them I'm talking about random things, but just something for me to get my words out, because that was something I kept highlighting in the other videos, that I think it's so important to talk and to get those feelings out and to work through problems, even if you're just talking to yourself. So I created this folder on voice memos, because you can make folders on voice memos, and I titled it Talking Feelings Words. I don't know how this came about. I just, you know, when I made the first one, I was like, okay, what do I call these? If I keep doing this, what am I gonna call it? And that was just what I got to. So I have about maybe a little over 20 of them. Some of them range from 4 minutes long, 1 minute long, to like, I think the longest one I have is 23 minutes, which is pretty lengthy. That wasn't a fun one. Actually, the longest one I have is 27 minutes. That one wasn't fun either. Some of these are really sad. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are neutral. Like, I have some where I'm talking about, you know, my perfectionism and how that has affected me throughout my life, and I have other ones where I'm talking about my favorite TV shows and, you know, super random things like that. When I was brainstorming ideas for what I wanted to do on this YouTube channel this year, that was one of the first things that I was like, I have to do these on YouTube because I think they're so fun. And I don't know, it feels like it would be a fun forum to kind of put these somewhere. Obviously, I'm not going to be as unfiltered as I am in those voice memos, because, you know, can't get too personal now, but I think it would be really cool to tell both sides. If you can hear rain, it's raining. Duh. If you can hear rain, it's like you're literally right by my window. So it's raining pretty hard. I can show you. Okay. Here's UCLA in the rain. I go to UCLA, by the way. I don't know if people know that. Yeah. Maybe I should do, I feel like it's so corny to do like those stuff about me videos though, like, I don't know. Maybe it's not corny, but it feels like outdated. Like, it feels like that's what you did like in 2014, I don't know. My mug is really cool. I promise you I'm going to get into the talking feelings words thing. Housekeeping. My mug is really cool. I got it from the UCLA store. Me and my roommate Abby, we were looking for mugs because we're gonna make mug cakes one day. We haven't done it yet. It's gonna happen. But we're gonna make mug cakes. And I saw this mug, and if you saw in the video, if I inserted the clip, when it's like room temperature or cold, there's no writing on it. And then when you add heat and it gets a little bit warmer, it suddenly has all these writings, and it tells you like all the space expeditions and like the first people to walk on the moon. And it's so cool how that changes. I love the moon. I am super scared of space, but I like the sun and the moon, and I like Pluto. So those are my girls, you know. They get me. We get each other. Tastes like tea. It's like not good, it's not bad. Last thing that I wanted to cover, I just need a little snack. I haven't eaten since 7. I woke up at 6:30 today. 6:30 a.m. This is my favorite snack ever. Bar Thins, specifically the blue ones. I don't know what the other flavors are, but I just like these ones. It's dark chocolate, pretzel, and sea salt. So good. Like I said, some of these talking feelings words are going to be lighthearted. Some are going to be not so lighthearted. This one, I feel like it's going to be a little bit on the sadder side. It's not going to be sad. When I say like I have some sad ones, I mean I have some of those where I've literally started recording me bawling, crying. You're never going to see anything like that. You're never going to see anything like that. I promise. No matter how far my music goes, how far my social media goes, you will never, ever see a picture or a video of me crying. You're never gonna see the thumbnail like, I messed up, guys. I'm so sorry. You know, I'm such an awful, like, you're never gonna see that. I wanted to talk about forgiveness because let me expose myself. I used to be the type of person that I didn't believe in forgiveness. I thought that forgiveness was something for old people. I thought that forgiveness was something for old people. I thought it was something that you work on when you're 40, 50 years old. Doesn't mean that those are old people, but in my head, I'm like, I'm 19 years old. I don't need to work on forgiveness. I don't need to work on things like that. But no, you kind of do. I have a really hard time moving on after I feel like I've been wronged in a situation, or you know, whatever the case may be, whoever it may be with. I really am very good at harping on that feeling and kind of wallowing in that misery of betrayal. And for a while, I kind of considered that, I think I considered that to be the repercussion that the people that hurt me deserved for hurting me. Like, oh, you did this bad thing to me. Now I'm going to not forgive you, and that's your punishment. Because I'm a Scorpio, so like revenge, I've never been a vengeful person. Like, I'm never going to go out and slash somebody's tires or, you know, make somebody lose their job or whatever. But I do like people feel bad sometimes if they've done me wrong. I feel like that's a normal thing. Is that too honest? When people hurt your feelings or do something that harms your way of living, naturally you're going to want them to feel your pain a little bit. I feel like that's normal. Me like trying to rationalize I like revenge. But I have realized that that punishment that I think I'm giving to people, it's non-existent. It's a one-way punishment. Nobody else is being hurt but me. You can never really place yourself in somebody else's shoes, especially when it's them that hurt you. You can't like make somebody feel sorry for that. And I think I want people to feel sorry. And sometimes they do, but a lot of the times they don't. And I've been having a really hard time accepting that and moving on without the apology, without the, so sorry I hurt your feelings, so sorry I made you feel that way, you know. I kind of hate it. Anyways, so this past year I've had a lot of time by myself and a lot of time to think introspectively. And what I'm realizing is that everything is everything. The way you react to one thing is the way you're going to react to everything in life, unless you sit down and you're like, okay, I need to stop and I need to start reacting to things in a different way. Like, maybe a thing for me is, ever since I was little, I think I've put more stock into people's words over their actions, which, you know, they say, like, actions speak louder than words, ha ha ha. But, like, somebody could be, like, being the kindest, sweetest person to me and, like, really boosting me up and making me feel good about myself, and then they say one comment that makes me feel not so good about myself. I'm like every good thing that you've done, cleared, clean slate, you are dead to me. I'm exaggerating, but it's kind of true. Like, I have a really hard time forgiving and forgetting, and it just all comes back to that. It all comes back to that. And like I said, everything is everything. The way you react to one thing is the way you're going to react to so many different things. So it doesn't matter if I'm thinking forgiveness in friendships, forgiveness of myself, forgiveness of my family. Like, it's always going to not work for me because I never learned how to forgive, unfortunately. Another thing that I do with my talking feelings words is, after I make them, I sometimes go back and listen to them. Some I don't listen to because too much depression, but some I do go back to listen to, and they're fun to listen to. I think it's fun to hear the lesson, because usually it's me venting about a situation and then explaining what lesson I can learn from it. And I think it's fun to hear the lesson, hear how I've applied it, hear how I need to start applying it, and move on from there. But I also title the voice memos, and so the voice memos are usually, I say usually, I think they're always titled by a line that I said in the voice memo, like something that kind of a single sentence or a single few words that sum up how I feel. These are the voice memos. I'm gonna edit it and make sure you can't see any of the titles because some of them are a lot. But, you know, as I was saying, going back to like that punishment thing, me not forgiving people isn't affecting the people, you know, because it's not like I'm going up to them every day and I'm like, I don't forgive you. They didn't ask for me to, you know. They were never like, Jordan, can you please forgive me for all of the wrong that I've done to you? And I feel like if they did, my answer would be like, yeah, like, let's let bygones be bygones. Would I have forgotten about it? No. Would I have moved on? Yeah, if there was change. But I think the hardest thing ever is moving on and forgiving when you never get closure, and when a situation kind of is just never ending and there's no, you know, fall. Like, there's no rising action, fall. And I've been learning that, and I've been trying to figure out how to navigate that. And sometimes you just have to find the closure in yourself. You have to look at the book that you were writing with somebody else and say, hey, this author is up and left. I am the one who needs to write this ending. And, you know, the ending, I feel like staying in your grief and staying in your anger and your wallowing is not an ending. That's never going to stop if you keep letting yourself get to that place. But if you let it go, if you say, I forgive all involved, I forgive all the transgressions, I forgive myself, I forgive them, I forgive that, like, you have to let that go. And I think it's so easy to say, oh, I forgive you for doing this, but it's so much harder when you put it into practice, because what does forgiveness look like? It's not a tangible thing. It's kind of a mindset, you know. Like I said, I'm still very much so working on it. I'm still very much so learning how to do that. But I honestly think that when I do, I'll be such a happier person, because I won't let the weight of other people's like trauma that they gave me weigh me down anymore. And that'll be great. That'll be a good day for me. That'll be the best day for me, honestly. But like, I haven't forgiven people that like wronged me in first grade. Like that, at that point, that's a problem, right? Yeah, that's a problem. But good news is, actually, I just realized it's not good news. There's no good news. I don't know how long I'm gonna live. Morbid, sorry. Sorry, we got dark. Sorry, we went dark. I don't know how long I have. You know how I said that I feel like forgiveness is like an old people thing that you do when you're weathered? I don't know if I'm gonna be weathered, you know? You could die tomorrow, unfortunately. But I think that just gives me more incentive to work on the things that I want to work on and pursue the things that I want to pursue, whether that be music, whether that be whatever I'm doing. But also, I think I need to make forgiveness be a goal, like something to check off before I die. And I think being proactive about that, you know, is the way to go, because you never know when you're going to go. You never know when you're going to go. It was cold. There's an episode of Girl Meets World that I love. I think it's called Girl Meets the Forgiveness Project. I loved Girl Meets World, okay? Boy Meets World is my favorite show of all time. That and Glee, I think, are my two most favorite shows of all time. But Girl Meets World, it was like Boy Meets World, Girl Meets World. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a kid. I liked the lessons. I liked the drama. I was in it. But this episode was like Maya trying to forgive her dad. And I don't know, that episode just always meant so much to me, because it was like the project. First of all, what history teacher is giving this project to kids? But Corey was like, okay, I want you guys to forgive somebody in your life. And so like everybody did kind of like petty things. Like I think Riley forgave Farkle for like talking during movies or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why I stopped recording, but what I was saying was Maya had to forgive her dad, and you know, she came to the conclusion that she wasn't able to forgive him in that moment, and she was so real for that. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't forgive him either. But now that I think about it, you know, she was supposed to be like 13 on the show, but at a certain point you are kind of responsible for your forgiveness and for moving on. This is smoky, dude. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for our first TFW. If anybody has any suggestions on things that I should like kind of delve into, feel free to leave them down below. Sometimes with my Talking Feelings words, sometimes when I haven't done one in a while, I just sit and like just talk and kind of like a stream of consciousness. But other times in like a moment, I'll be really feeling something and I'll have to say it. So I also just film those sporadically. So yo, I thought YouTubers used to like lie when they said, sorry guys, my camera died, I had to refilm. Why did my camera actually die? Why is she actually dead? That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I'm gonna do more of these soon. Comment down below if you have any suggestions. Literally I would talk about anything. So hope you enjoyed this video. Look at her, dead. And this is still smoking. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes. Kind of concerned. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, turn on post notifications. Is that a thing on YouTube? I think so. I don't know anything, y'all. I don't know anything. Forgive.